Hi folks, and welcome to the Fimbulmec channel. And today I'm in the rainy forest and it's been really hammering down. But no harm done. It's the woods and I'm always enjoying the forest because of the tranquil atmosphere and the silence and the animals and the green. I just love being out here, and that's a fact. Today, I want to talk to you about a knife again, and this is a little bit of contrast to the big survival knives I've shown, and this is something that I can really recommend for you guys out there who want to start carving. And other than the Morad carving knife, which I also really strongly recommend for slöjd and for spoon carving and kuksa carving or household items or something, there's one knife I think most of you don't know, and but it is a time-proven design and it is a really traditional piece. Well, this one is what I'm talking about. This is a traditional carving knife. This one was made by Kirschen Company. This is a German company which is situated in Remscheid, actually round the corner from my place. And this one has a story because it is one of the knives I learned using knives with, and this is a knife my father really treasured. This one is, and you can see it's a little bit ground down already. This is really a knife that has possibly seen more hard work than most of other knives, and it is what I think it's 60 or 70 years old, and it's been used for a very long time and very hard, and I'm still using it very hard for professional carving. And I think this is a time test that one or the other survival knife would maybe not live up to. This is not comparing apples and pears. It's just, or do you say that in English? I don't know. In Germany, we say something like this, and obviously it's not the same. It's not a survival knife. It's not even a bushcraft knife. It's not, but it's a pretty interesting design because it is called a rose knife, Rosenmesser in German. This refers to the shape, and I got a theory why that is, because I just foraged for some. Do I have them now? Well, I got some rose hips here, and if you do something like this, remove the stems, and then you cut, not cutting yourself, you cut around the diameter of the rose hip. Then you can take them apart like so, and then you take the end of the handle, and it actually works a cinch for removing the seeds. Well, these are like so. Hey presto, snack. And rose hips are, by the way, really wonderful. It's a bounty that I really enjoy up into winter, and this really works a cinch, and I got the theory that the name also comes from this. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, it is marketed as a whittling knife, and let's see if it will live up to the expectation. I got myself some aged oak, and I will carve a little autumn decoration with you, which is a really great beginner project. I just put a tip on the end. If you're always working on the edges, you have little problems removing the hardwood, and well, now take note, I'm carving it a little bit longer because I want to remove the angle, and I'm just rounding everything off. If you always work at these tiny angles and edges, you don't need a lot of force, and I suggest, especially if you're starting carving, don't use a lot of force, because the more force you use, the more likely you are to hurt yourself. Also, you can control your project far better if you're just removing little chips. Then you get cleaner surfaces, cleaner facets. The knife has sort of a half tang, as you can see. The blade thickness is just 2 millimeters. It's nothing that's really thick or anything. But this works really does work a cinch. With the years, it has developed some play in the rivets. I must restore it one day. But it still really works. If you want, you can add some sort of a leather wrapping or something, or they are not glued in, they are just riveted in order to be able to replace the blade or the handle. The handle is made from really lovely cherry wood, which with the time has seen quite some use and abuse, and a lot of stain got onto it. And well, what I want to do now is I want to roll my knife along the diameter, like so. It's a really nice and simple project I'm showing you here, and I think if you have something like this, that's not ideal, obviously. I'm removing that, but it's also not a big hindrance. I'm deepening the cut a little bit in order to have less work. This is called, by the way, a stop cut, and a stop cut is one of the most used cuts. Now I'm using sort of a reverse cut with a thumb push. I think it's called a scissor cut, and working along the edge of the previous cut. And you see, this is the problem. If there's a branch hole, you have a little bit of difficulties removing that, and you need to be extra careful not to get tear outs. And well, like that. And I'm going all the way around the diameter of the piece, and this is a joy to work with, because, well, it's obviously the right tool for the job, and it's a carving knife, and for carving, well, must I say it, choose a carving knife if you can. And for woodworking, it's sometimes it is better to dismiss all the hype and everything, and look into what people have used over the ages. And this is pretty much a tool that will offer you less frustration, and if you want to get started. The blade is just what is that, 5 centimeters long, and this makes it really dexterous and controllable. Also great for working with kids. It comes without a sheath because it is meant to live in a toolbox, and so that blasted branch gets in my way, and but I think you will see what I'm aiming at, carving this little thingy here already, and I'm just doing it really fast because I think it's going to be raining. Don't do this. And now I can already put a V-cut. I cut an angle into the along the diameter of the wood, and well, and now I'm cutting towards the other cut. And good thing is, if you get some sort of a stopping cut, you can apply a lot of force from the other direction. If you're cutting towards yourself, please be extra careful not to apply too much force, because that way you are, most of the time you will be safe. And I think, well, it's sort of an illusion that you will, if you get started if you want to get started carving, that you at one point won't hurt yourself. It's going to happen, and it's nothing you do for fun, and you can be extra careful, but we all know how it is. If you are distracted because you're talking to a box while carving or something, well, stuff like this happens. And well, the resilience of the blade is really amazing, because my experience with it is now almost 50 years, and it has been sharpened 4 times. Until I got it. And well, I had to sharpen it because I really use it for large sculptures too, and for carving letters and reliefs and something, um, and little sculptures and what have you. And I'm carving a lot of hardwood because thing is, oak is a buster to carve, but it's also really beautiful. So that obviously is a really tough wood to carve, and it's a challenge for the blade, obviously. And what I'm doing now is I'm removing the bark. Take care if you carve like that to press your elbows to your side, to lock your elbows to your side, because that way you'd be halfway safe and the blade's not going anywhere. Even the bark is hard to remove. And now I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. Cleaning off the edges a little bit. Just going all the way around. Refining the form. And I'm adding some little cut-offs. Like so. And like so, you have made a little mushroom. And this is a really satisfying project for beginners, because, well, you you can make it really fast, and most of the time you will get really nice results. That's not the best there is, admittedly, but I'm just demoing it, and it's maybe snapping it off like so. By the way, for you guys afraid of walking home, this is a really nice mushroom, and this is really decorative, but it's also a pretty great self-defense device if you're looking at that. That's also working. Not that I want you to make yourself a decorative mushroom in order to whack people's faces, but in a pinch, things are as they are. You will use everything you have. But enough said. I don't want to you to use your autumn decoration for self-defense. Actually, it's just that I want you to know that it's theoretically possible. Just take care that the stem is long enough to rest against your palm in order not to hurt yourself too much. It will hurt, and that's a good thing, because then you will think twice about actually using it against anyone. But this little knife is actually really, really capable, and if you excuse me for a moment, here I am, and I want to show you this little boletus I made. I made. No, I didn't make it, but I need to prepare this, and so I want to see if I can do this with the little tiny whiny knife, and you can see it's doable. It's actually a longer knife will be better, obviously, but it's not that bad either. And you can actually, and this is a pretty big one, golden boletus, I think it's called in English. I hope to find some steps over there, so I need to be off. So to me, this is a really decent knife for more tasks than we would normally think it were suited for. It is pretty great for foraging. I also use it for leatherworking, to polish the edges of leather with this one, with the end. It's just like some polishing bone, and for working the leather, if you have to widen something or something, it is actually quite suited for that too. The handle isn't too thick. If you get really large hands, that might be a little bit uncomfortable for you, but it is pretty long, and this gives you a really great leverage on one hand and really precise cutting, of course. And it's not fancy pants, and it's also not expensive. I think you can get a set with a V-shaped carving chisel and a carve snit knife, so some corrosing knife, and this one for 50 euros, and that's a pretty great value for money. And the steel is traditionally was C60, but I think they now use 80 CRV2, which is a good thing, and which is a really great steel for carving. And let's see, get some birch still here, and wood spirit. And with that wood, it's just sailing through the wood, and it's like butter. Got a full flat grind, and this is almost zero. And I'm going against the grain here, and that's no problem whatsoever. And so this is the Kirschen whittling knife, the rose knife, and you have seen that it is not only suitable for carving, for delicate carving, but maybe also for your foraging endeavors. You just need to make yourself a sheath, and that's, take yourself some elder and just push it in, and you can saw this off, obviously, and well, elder, yes, elder tree. This will loosen, obviously, but in a pinch, you can make this pretty much on the go, and You can make a better sheath, all right. With you could, by the way, you could maybe wrap some cherry bark around it to prolong it, or make a leather sheath, or keep it in your tool roll. Make a neck sheath from it for it. Maybe I will do this in the future, and but you have seen, maybe I made it. I made this video a little bit out of spite, because a lot of people around on the internet are like, well, you need some combat knife or something, and maybe not. It is even possible to process mushrooms with it, and you have seen what I've done to the rose hips, and you can open walnuts with it, and it is a pretty versatile tool. And what I want to, what I really want to is make people think, and it's, I think, starting carving is more fun with this one, because you can use some you can use it for a lot of stuff, and thing is, if you get fleeced by the coppers, and you get this one on you, and you say that, well, I want to go into the woods and want to carve something. Well, it's a carving knife, and I don't think that you will get any problems with this, and also it's a really short one, and if you get some carved mushroom with you, which maybe is not finished yet, pro tip, maybe you can even illustrate that you. I'm not saying, by the way, that you should cheat, and that's never a good idea to cheat on the police. That's and those are human beings too. A lot of times on the internet, you hear, especially now, that they are, well, the essence of evil or something. But I know a lot of police people, and they are just people. I got my questions, but I got my questions towards the system and towards politicians, and we need each other. We need the people at the police stations too, because they are maybe they don't do a great job anymore or something, but they had a reason to join the police, and I think most of them, not because they wanted to bully people, but because they wanted to make the world a better place, and so cut them some slack. I'm not saying let them take away your civic rights or your human rights. That's not what I'm saying, and if that would be the case, well, there are ways to non-violently protest, and well, these days you better carry a lawyer everywhere you go. So, but I'm not, as I wanted to I assume, and I wanted to say that I assume that you take this knife with you because you want to go carving in the woods, because it's a nice endeavor. It's good for your soul, and with this knife it's a little bit more fun, than if you start with a cold steel SRK, because this is far better suited for like so. Far better suited for endeavors like this. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I could offer you another perspective on knives. I will pack up my mushrooms now, and my carving stuff and everything, and be on my merry way. And I hope to find some more mushrooms, because I want to make another recipe. I want to try out another recipe, which is maybe stuff for another video. But I'm on my way. And I hope you enjoy the forest too. Even if it's wet outside, it's better than the city. And take good care, stay sane and healthy, and have fun carving or whatever you want to do in the forest. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.